Today and in the coming days, we're going to meditate together on the wonders of the Lord in Psalm 105. We are called to worship, shout out, praise Him, and exalt His name because we serve an awesome God. Psalm 105, verses 1 and 4 reads, "O give thanks to the Lord, call upon His name, make known His deeds among the people, sing to Him, sing psalms to Him, talk of all His wondrous work, glorify in His holy name. Let the hearts of those rejoice who seek the Lord and His strength, seek His face evermore." Did you notice all the things that the psalmist told us to do in verses 1 to 4? Give thanks to the Lord. 2. Call upon His name. 3. Make known His deeds. 4. Sing to Him. 5. Talk of His wondrous works. 6. Glory in His name. 7. Seek the Lord. The first wonder of the Lord is that He remembers His covenant. The psalmist in Psalm 105 attributes everything in Israel's history to God's sovereign purpose. You can see this in the repeated use of pronoun He. He has remembered His covenant. The word He commanded, verse 8. He confirmed it, verse 10. He permitted no man to oppress them, verse 14. He reproved kings for their sake, verse 14. He called for a famine, verse 16. He sent a man before them, verse 17. He made him Lord of his house. He caused his people to be very fruitful, verse 24. He sent Moses. He sent darkness, verse 28. The same is said of all the plagues, verse 28 to 36. Then he brought them out, verse 37. He spread a loud for covering. He spread a cloud for covering, verse 39. He opened the rock, verse 41. He remembers His holy word, verse 42. He brought forth His people with joy, verse 43. He gave them the lands of the nations. Let me summarize some of the spiritual lessons from this brief history. The point of rehearsing these 500 years of Israel's history was for us as God's people to remember God's gracious dealings with them and be obedient to His covenant commandments. Let us ponder 7 wonders of the Lord as 7 valuable lessons. 1. Salvation is totally of the Lord from start to finish. God chose us. He protected us when we were weak and vulnerable, even before we came to saving faith. He guided us in His ways and He brought us to His promised salvation. This history clearly shows that salvation is through God's mighty power, not through our feeble human will. Abraham lied on one and more than one occasion. Isaac favored the godless Esau over the scheming Jacob. Jacob was a deceiver who bemoaned God's dealing with him. Jacob's sons were cruel and immoral, yet God chose them and used them as the people through whom His Son would come to save the world. Likewise, God chose us from this dark world through whom He wants His light to shine through. Are you willing to believe and to submit? Be blessed.